Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, we're going to be playing some Towering Roots into Prussia 6. And wow, okay, we got board E starting. That's great. It'll be a great showcase for the Roots guide. Now, looking at board E here, I've mentioned that this is our best starting board, and it is in all matchups. The biggest weakness, specifically in this matchup, is going to be our land E3 here. And we're hoping it doesn't come up. If it does, we might have some problems. Our best explore would be mountain wetland, but anything with jungle is bad. Sands wetland is pretty reasonable. That's actually pretty good. The reason why mountain wetland would be really good is I would be able to use radiant to stop both builds. Mountain sands would have also been good. I'd be able to stop both of these builds here. Now I could still do something like that. Though I don't know if I'm going to. Yeah, but not having this jungle come up is so huge, and the reason why is if I ever try to put presence in this land, the most I can get is to defend 4, and this land is going to have 6 damage. Now, if I'm playing multiplayer, I can ask someone to loan me a presence, but I'm not, so I won't be able to do that. Then the next backup plan would be to draft a defend. Um, but okay, so let's look at this game. Um, I definitely know that I want to stop my E4. I have some plans. I could do a G3 strategy where I throw my presence into E4 and then I can snipe both explorers here, E4 and on E6 with Radiant. And then I could defend my E8 and then let my E1 go. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to still kill my explorer on E4, but I'm not going to get the full value out of Radiant. And that's because I want to be able to use my right innate this turn to take out this town here. So I'm going to start off with G3 starting. I'm going to gain that energy, and I'm going to get that power card. And I want to see what I draft here. I'm ideally looking for a defend. Treacherous Waterways is really good here, as this is a way that for me to fast disrupt my E4. Sear Anger is that on element card, and then I also have Gold's Allure. I'm going to put this presence over here in my E3. Now, I have some options here. Option 1 is I could play Treacherous plus Radiant, stopping 2 builds, but then I won't be able to get my town removal. But Treacherous though that's quite a lot of value here. Because I really want to stop E1 because if E1, yeah, so I think I'm actually supposed to grab Treacherous here, and I'm not going to be able to hit my innate, but I'm okay with that. So I guess I could do something like this. Maybe not. Maybe I do blooming. This is where roots is really interesting. So like I can get both of my innates, or I could not play blooming and play treacherous, and I'll be able to. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe we do this still, and maybe we'll save treacherous for down the road. Do I want to grab Syringer? Probably not. Treacherous will have more value. So I have Radiant, and I'm going to snipe that Explorer here on this wetland. Now there could be an argument, like I said, to play Treacherous, getting rid of this Explorer and then pushing this Explorer out. I think the only way I'm sad with that play is if Sands comes up back to back, then I'm likely taking a Blight Cascade, and then also I won't be able to get rid of this town. This version, I guess I'm very sad if it's Coast here, because then I have no play for this land here. So if that's the case, you know what? I'm actually going to do Treacherous here. So we'll push the Explorer out of this wetland into this jungle, and then we'll kill the Explorer on E1. I'm doing this play. I love how I keep switching between my plans. By doing this, I'm going to be able to, I hedge against Coastal, and if it's Sands, it's fine. This will still clear, and then this will obviously be a problem. But skip that first event, Overconfidence, Dang, and the build. Okay, and its mountain is the Explorer. So we do our builds and explore mountain. And that is probably pretty good for us. We're going to use our left innate to gather a Tahan like this. And we're ready to go. Yeah, that's really, really strong for us. Now we're going to choose to G3 again. We have no need to do G2 here. Once again, our E7 is not coming up, and I don't plan for it to come up anytime soon. I'm going to get my energy first. I'm going to get my miner. I want to see what I'm going to draft before I choose top or bottom track here. And there it is. So there's our nice defend 4 on element, the amazing card. It also moves blight, just a phenomenal pickup for us. Um, Living energy is another card to pick up or consider. I can rush down bottom track and then playing like living energy. So like living energy plus entwine the fates of all. This would give me 2 energy next turn, and then I'll have 3 plays for the following turn. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those pickups. Because like Entwine the Fates of All, that's going to give us our nice defend that we need nicely for our E4 or for our E8 here. Um, I think I'm supposed to still grab the defend though, just to have a backup. Let's see if I do Living Energy plus Entwine the Fates. I'll be set up nicely for. So the problem with that play, well, I mean it's very strong. I guess the only problem with that play is if this land comes up again. So yeah, because I guess I could do these two here, but then I'm not going to have. I have this plus living energy. And this is where that 2 energy is so critical. I could rush down plays, and that might be the way to go, specifically based on the set of explorers. Animated Rackroot is another card to consider as it's on element. And then Sunset Fire is a card that we're not really looking at here. Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting, and this is why I love Roots. Like, there's so many interesting drafts here. The other defend is something to consider as I can go defend both lands. But then I'm really sad here next turn, so then I'll probably have to reclaim, which isn't a bad thing. Because I can just reclaim defend this. I just don't have any Dahan here in this E6. I guess I could run back the double defend next turn. So like defend. Then I can go defend again. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to go with favor. Just the extra defend is so important. And I'm going to go from top track here. Just I want to have enough energy to pay for all of my cards and also tech towards majors. I could have definitely seen an argument for living energy, but I'm going to play it safe with favor. I'm going to put this presence over here because I want to protect against edge cases. So now my Entwine the Fates of All is going to be defend 2 per presence, giving me a nice defend 4 over here. I'm taking the Blight over here on the sands, and I have favor if in case I ever have to move that Blight out. I then have Blooming to handle my E2, and then I'll be able to defend favor on E5. And I'm actually in a really good spot here. Frontier Calls, Dahan Gather, and this is where. Ooh, this is actually really interesting. So I could add a Beast. So I could actually gather both Dahan over here to E2 and then plan on defending this. I think I'm supposed to with this bottom part without setup symbols. I mean, now I'll have to defend both of these lands, so I guess I'm going to reclaim. So Ravage Sands Wetland. Instead, build Mountain. Because now that I picked up Favor, I can double defend both of the lands here. And that will hedge if this is coast. It's not, it's wetlands. Gosh, we're just getting so lucky on these hits. So explore, and then I need to escalate. Oh, did I remember to escalate last turn? I did not, which means I would have had to have escalated over here into E2. Um, which now makes my idea of moving the Dahan here not so good. So instead of moving there, I'll move into E4. And just to point out, I was supposed to escalate for the Mountain Explorer. Now you might be saying, you would have never known that on E2. That's not the case, just because I couldn't have escalated in this land or both of my jungles, and so I couldn't escalate into these. So the only valid picks would have been E2, E5, E4, E1. E1 and E4 would be blighting. So then it's really between E2 and E5. Now, unfortunately, here I have to escalate again because of the wetland. So I'm going to escalate here into that sands there, and then I have Frontier Call, so adding extra explorers. And I would have gathered, yeah, so I had to gather the Dahan into my E4, and that is because of this event here. Okay, so we caught back up. We have blooming, going back to the original plan of putting the vitality here. And we're going to use our right innate, one fear, killing this town, and then we're going to gather um, that explorer into that jungle with my left innate. And time passes. So now I have, once again, another interesting choice. I can choose the G3 again. And the benefit of doing that is I would get another card draft. Another idea would be to just reclaim and to play a card like Radiant plus my defend here. I'd be able to defend this, Radiant killing this, and then I'll have a defend ready for my E8. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to reclaim here, playing Entwine plus Radiant, and then the following turn I can play Favors plus Blooming plus Boon of Res Power. And I'll have 2 energy after next turn. So we're going to use Radiant here, 2 Fear, killing the Explorer, and I'm going to have that defend 4 here. Ooh, Lesser Spirits Imperiled. That's a really good card here. Um, I guess I'll discard Boon of Resilient Power, getting me 2 plants, allowing me to pay for this card. I get to push the beast, 1 fear. I can gather Dahan back. Oh, I get to destroy a presence. We'll destroy this presence here, and I get a permanent element. I'm going to go with a permanent plant. Now that's going to upgrade both of my innates. I get to gather my Dahan back. I guess I'll gather them back to E3. Your card does nothing. Mountain Ravage. Ravage here. Ravage here. Wetlands build. Lever defend nicely set up for E8. The Explorer's Coast. All right. Wow, and Lesser Spirits Imperiled is just so huge here. And the reason why is it upgrades my innate now. So now I can gather a Town Explorer. So I'm going to gather this Town Explorer, stopping that Blight E1. And then I'm going to use my right innate 2 Fear, getting rid of that Town Explorer. And then I'll have enough presence here to defend this, and then I'll need to put a Vitality down in E2 again. Time passes, and we're going to G3 here, getting a minor, and we're going to put this presence. We'll grow that over here into E2 such that I can move my Incarna down there, down the road. Um, these cards, I mean, they're not bad. I mean, Thriving Choke Fungus is on element, so like I could play this card, and I actually think because we got the Lesser Spirits, I'll actually be able to hit this right innate max. With Thriving Choke Fungus, though I don't think I need to. Part of me wants to just grab Terror Turns to Madness, as it's a way for me to accelerate the Fear deck. So I think I'll do that. We're going to use Favor, 1 Fear, Defend 4. And we have our innates powered up, luckily because that extra plant. And this is, I guess, just a showcase of why I think Root is so powerful into this matchup. I know we got a good board, but stuff just lines up so well for us. Far Off War Touches. Sucks to add a extra fear card to the deck. And we can choose to either destroy a town or I can gain. I'll just destroy the town. I don't want to go blighted. We'll add that Badlands. And this is another Gather Dahan, which is hilarious. So I guess I'll gather over here. Fear cards, Strife in a land with Dahan. Sure, we'll put it over on the town here. Actually, we'll put it here because I want to make sure that this land. Actually, no, we'll put it over here so that I can fully defend that with only 1 defend. Okay, Wetland Ravage. Coast build. Explore is mountain and wetland. We're going to use Terror Turns to Madness for 3 fear. 3. We're going to use blooming again, putting another vitality in this mountain. We're just stalling it out. We're using our left innate, gathering this town, gathering this explorer. Oops, there we go. Then we're going to use our right innate, getting 2 fear, getting rid of the town explorer. Time passes, and now we're going to G1 reclaim here. And I believe we're going to go towards, because we have the plant from the Lesser Spirits, I'm going to go towards the 4 energy here. Reclaim, putting the presence there. And we're going to go with Radiant. Let's do Entwine the Fates of All, and then we'll go with a Treacherous Waterways. We're going to use Radiant, 2 fear, sniping those explorers, and then we'll use Treacherous Waterways, pushing that explorer out. And then we're going to use Entwine the Fates of All. Actually, we'll not use Entwine, we'll use Favor, because Favor is going to get us 1 fear, bring us to tier level 2, and that will give us a defend 4 nicely here. Let's see what the next card is. Tight-knit communities. Each beast destroys, and then add a coastal to Han. Tier level 2s. Some dead explorers there. Remove a town. 2 strife not matching. Ravaging coasts. Build mountain jungle or mountain wetland, and the explorer is mountain and jungle. We have that innate here. So we're going to gather this. I guess we can gather this guy here like this. Guess we'll gather like that, and then the red innate, 2 fear. And we're really far ahead. I think we could do these 3, right? Yep. So we're actually going to, this is such a cool game. I'm going to anti-grow, moving my Incarna over here. I'm then going to put a Vitality there. And then I'm going to get a Major here. I'm going to forget Tear Turns to Madness. Oh man, I could have just used Walls and Rock to end that land. We'll grab Walls and Rock, and we'll play these 3 cards. And we're going to use Entwine the Fates of All, giving us a nice defend there. And in the slow, I'll be able to kill all of the remaining buildings. Except we have Promising Farmland, which means not this game. So add a beast, Promising Farmland, fear cards. Okay. Oh, this is not even ravaging. Oops. Well, mistakes were made, but it's okay. So mountain wetland builds. Explore is mountain sands. Explore, and we'll explore 1 town here. We should still be fine. Winning, we're about to win right on time. We're gonna use that right innate 3 fear. 1, 2, 3, getting rid of the town and the city there. I do have a boon and a blooming. I'm not going to use either of these because it does not matter. We're just going to time pass, reclaiming, and we're going to finish the game with our Radiant and Hallowed Grove. We're going to get 2 fear, and then we're going to remove both towns to win the game. That is it. So GG. So a very solid game with Roots. I mean, I really loved it. I mean, I got to show everything that I wanted in this video. Board E, one of the best boards for Roots. I mean, I did get a really favorable Explorer. I mean, it wasn't the best. Like I said, the best would have been like a mountain, wetland. But I mean, wetland sand is also really good. Pretty much just dodging the turn 1 jungle on this board is so critical just because I can't defend my E3 in a solo game. Now, luckily, this game I would have drafted Favor, so a double defend would have solved this land. It would have made the game a little bit more tricky. We did get a Lesser Spirits Imperiled, which, and this is just really, really good on us. Trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. I Forgot that turn 1 escalation, but we caught it, and I explained the reasoning behind. Yeah, so if you like this video, like, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.